Hi there. I am Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. I've been doing a series on love and be loved, relationship, honoring and loving one another. Attracting love is coming. Part of relationships are the dark side, the part that we don't want, the part that we want to be awake to so that we can overcome it. And one of those aspects is control. Now, there's a lot of things that come from control issues. Now, we could have control issues with our children. We want to control them. We want to tell them who to marry, who to date, whether they should or shouldn't have children, who to divorce. That guy isn't good for you. You need to divorce him. And some parents will criticize their children's partner until the adult, divorces their partner. I've seen it happen. And so control is a debilitating mechanism. It is a form of abuse, and it comes from being neglected in your childhood. It comes from being abandoned. It comes from having narcissistic parents or parent. Now, what do? Well, I help you overcome the past heartbreak and trauma from childhood relationships so that you can have the life and business of your dreams. If we're still suffering with issues from our childhood and they are harming the ones we love or harming ourselves and not allowing you to be happy, you may want to consider one of my packages. I help people become enlightened, happy, overcome anxiety and depression, and so much more. All right, so back to the control issue. How can it surface? How do you know if somebody is controlling? Well, they may be perfectionistic. They may be hyper vigilant about cleanliness and order. They may even have OCD. In other words, they're constantly cleaning. They need to have everything in perfect order. They need to have control of their world, and they try to control the universe. And we all know the only people we can control is us. However, when we've got deep-seated trauma, control can show up. And I will just address some of the places that you might see control. So someone that is controlling may attempt to isolate you from friends and family. They may move you to another state, another town, away from those that support you, or even into another country across the world to isolate you. That way, no one can see what's going on, and that is an element of the control piece. So the isolation is a big one. But there's also criticism. If you're being criticized for everything that you do, your hair doesn't look great today. That dress doesn't look good on you. Those pants are too tight. Those shoes are ugly. Are you really going to wear those? The nitpicky criticism, if it's going on throughout everything you do or say, your business, your life, your friends, there's a problem. Criticism is one of the fastest ways to beat somebody down and reduce their self-esteem. And when self-esteem is in the toilet, then you have a tendency to feel they are the only person that I could be with. They're the only person that could love me. Speaking of, another form of control is someone who says, and it's a manipulation, if you didn't have those children, I'd marry you. If you took better care of yourself, I'd make love to you. If you'd lose a few pounds, you'd be a lot more attractive to me. If you were a better cook, then I would feel differently about you. These things are all forms of manipulation and pulling away conditional love. It makes love conditional upon, if you fix this, then I'll love you. If you do that, I'll love you. That is not real love. That is conditional love. All right, what else is another control issue? Okay, scorekeeping. Keeping track of everything that you've ever done. You know, last week you left the car out and I had to pull it in, and now you owe me. But it's maybe the words owing aren't used, but if everything you do is scored, kept track of, and there's a running tally, this is a form of control. Scorekeeping is not loving in any way, shape, or form. All right, using guilt as a tool. Guilt can be used as a way to manipulate, to get someone's needs met. And when guilt becomes such a way of life for one of the parties, what can happen is that the guilt is just running constantly in the background. All right, what else? Control. Overactive jealousy, having you give up your personal power, spying, snooping, reading your journal, reading your diary, checking your phone to see who's messaging you or who you're talking to, checking your Instagram messages, that type of thing, snooping on someone. And jealousy, you know, I've heard it said, a couple I worked with, and that jealousy is a good thing, and I'm sorry to say it is not. Jealousy comes from insecurity, and it can turn into paranoia. So jealousy can be a form of control also. Okay, so all these things are part of the control mechanism, and the happier that we are with ourselves, the happier we are with our life and our partners. When we try to control everyone in our universe, first of all, we can't, and we're going to be very frustrated if you don't allow your partner to speak their truth, if you don't let your kids live their own lives when they're adults, if you interfere in all aspects of your adult children's lives, you are controlling. And so the only person we can control is ourselves. Letting go of control is something that will happen as our confidence builds, the more we love ourselves. I hope this helped. Thanks for watching, sending you lots of love, and I'd love to hear what you have to say about control. It has been something that was in the background in several of my relationships, maybe yours. What did you do about it? How did you overcome it? Sending you lots of love. I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. Thanks for being here.